Hi viewers, welcome to Vidhyalakshmi YouTube channel. In a continuation part, in previous video we saw about the history, unit number 2 from trade to territory, the continuation of the lesson, the next 4 subtopics we are going to discuss here. So that for our easy understanding, I made here a good introduction through the learning objective part 2. Part 1 4, next part 2, next 4 and remaining 2 more on the part 3. Okay, learning objective number 1, Battle of Boxer. In previous video we stopped up to the Battle of Plassey. In continuation to the Plassey, now we are going to start with the Battle of Boxer. The Battle of Plassey was fought between Nawab and the East India Company. Now we are going to see one by one. Number 1, Battle of Boxer in 1764. Previous one is 1757. Next, dual government. Dual means a double. The subsidiary alliance and war with Mysore. So these are all the main topic we are going to discuss here. This particular video session. The Battle of Boxer fought in the year 1764. War means sure there will be a strong reason. Previous in Battle of Plassey we came to know 3 important conditions. Nawabs are disrespect. Next and another thing, unwantedly the firemen were misused, they collected huge tax, like that so many reasons we saw. Here in this particular war, what is the reason? Let me see one by one. The company was only interested in expanding their trade. First of all, we need to understand here they were interested in expanding the trade and was not keen to take over administration of territories, but this was getting difficult as the puppet Nawab was not helpful as anticipated. Previously agreed. He was a puppet ruler. They appoint him as a puppet ruler, but he was not cooperating with them. So it created a misfortune for them. Mir Jafar was ultimately replaced by Mir Qasim, the son-in-law of Mir Jafar. So they gave some perks. They gave with an understanding. East India Company, they called him personally and he was advised, if you are supporting me means you will be getting appointed as a next ruler. They are giving some attractive perks. Privileges. Perks means here privileges. Mir Qasim also did not come up to the expectation of the company. Previously he was getting shake his head, but he was not cooperated with the company. It resulted the war. As he gave a parallel trading right to Indian merchants, because he was encouraging the Indian traders. If you are encouraging the foreign trader, the entire profit will be totally looted by the foreigner. So in a partial bend we supported Indian merchants to strengthen his army. He collected a huge sums of money. With the help of the money, he strengthened the army. Dual government. So that is why the Battle of Boxer was happened. Battle of Plassey between Nawab. These two with the Nawab. But here Muslim here the Mir Qasim and Mir Jafar, both of them fight against the British. Mir Jafar was a puppet ruler, but Mir Qasim initially he supported the British, but later he encouraged the Indian merchants. At the same time he strengthened his army. That is why the war was lasted. Next, dual government. Dual government means double. Dual means double. The concept was introduced in Bengal by Lord Clive in the year 1765. Is entailed a division. This entailed a division of power of governments between Nawab and the company. It entailed a division, separated. It entailed a division. General administration including number 1 law and order was under the control of Nawab. They gave the permission, but the main administration was under the control, especially which one? Law and order. It was under the control of Nawab of Bengal, and the revenue and military was under the company. See the next thing. Administration means revenue is important, but this was in the hands of Britishers, but they gave a supporting one law and order to maintain law and order, but they hold the key position. What are the key positions? Revenue collection and the military, both of them under the control of British. Next, the system was abolished. They were not satisfied, so they cancelled. The system was abolished in the year 1772 by Lord Warren Hastings, as there were frequent conflicts between the officials. The official means belonging to company and the Nawab. So this resulted a war. The Battle of Boxer brought the idea of expansionism. This gave the specific idea. This is why they established their boundary. They initiated the process by the policy of subsidiary alliance and agreement. Now we are going to see one by one subsidiary. What is that subsidiary alliance, sir? Sure, the doubt will come. That is our next topic. Subsidiary and agreement. It was presented by Lord Wellesley between 1798 to 1805. Policy, a new policy getting expanded. It was introduced by Lord Wellesley from 1798 to 1805. It entered alliances means here agreement that I told, bond with various Indian rulers. Their main aim to expand. The company rule should expand the entire Indian territory. So they made the rules. So they give some conditions. Number one, recognize the company power as a paramount. It is a head. It is a supreme. Number one. Number two, Indian states should maintain the British army, not their own army. Not only if they hold now, they can manage. At the same time, they should concentrate in British army also by giving the salary and all. They had to pay for its maintenance. Maintenance means what? To give a part of the territory for maintenance. Maintenance, now they need to give some salary, uniform, food, like that, all facilities. A British resident, permanently they settle in India, stationed in the Indian states. Indian states could not enter into any agreement. See the point here. Actually, these people are native. They are not natives. They are all settled here, but they gave a agreement. What agreement? You should not go anywhere without my permission. Actually, I am the native person, but they order me. What order? You should not go anywhere without my permission. Like that, they made a condition here. Indian states could not enter into any agreement with any other Indian states or foreign power. See, the company would protect. If you are obeying all the above set of rules and regulations, we will protect you. They gave assurance. The company would protect the Indian state against any external aggression. If there is any threat will come, I will support you. I will safeguard you. One assurance given by the Britishers. British East India Company. Okay. See the point again. The company would protect the Indian state against any external aggression. Subsidiary alliance continuation, its advantages and disadvantages. Previously we came to know the set of rules and regulation. What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? Advantages means the entire advantage goes to Britishers. It was advantageous to the British as they could maintain a large army at the expense of Indian states. See the unfortunate statement here. All our Indian people are worked for to maintain British army. They got all their expenses are getting faced with the help of the Indian revenues. They got the right to interfere in their domestic and the external affairs. They got the right both internally as well as the externally. The company able to acquire large territory in India. This is also one important reason for British getting established in India, the rule getting established. Next, disadvantage. What is it? Advantage is only 3, but the disadvantages are more. Number 1, Indian states lost their independence. First one, number 1, they lost their independence because on the time itself became a slave. So the initial state getting started in the beginning of the 18th century. Next, the British resident could interfere in the day-to-day work of our Indian activities. They enter into day-to-day work. Second, first they lost their independence. Number 2, they enter into day-to-day work. Number 3, they have the right to maintain. They have the right to, they did not. Who did not have? Indians did not have any right to maintain any diplomatic relations in order to control the British or to make a fight with the British. So they should not enter any of the diplomatic ideas. Number 3. Number 4, Indian rulers lost their sovereignty. Sovereignty means absolutism. Completely they lost. Number 1, independence lost. Number 2, they interfere into the day-to-day work. Number 3, they didn't have any right to contribute any diplomatic ideas. And number 4, they lost their sovereignty. Absolutism. Sovereignty means absolute. Sovereign means absolute. Here absolutism. People had to pay, and one more pressure was given to the people. They had to pay heavy tax. And next, the Nizam of Hyderabad. The Nizam of Hyderabad was the first ruler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They already completely squeezed all our independence, but it was getting accepted by the first ruler, Nizam of Hyderabad. First ruler to accept the alliance, and slowly and gradually it was extended to other areas. So we gave them, on the time itself, he gave the red carpet welcome. War with Mysore. It resulted next wars with Mysore. In North India, they gradually, step by step, they are getting started establishing their expansionism they started. So in order to prevent the establishment of Britishers in the southern region, 2 important rulers, father and son. Mysore emerged as a powerful state. I told you, father and son. Who are they? We are going to see here. Already you are all very brilliant, so immediately you can getting the idea. I know that Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan. So those 2 bravery people only we are going to discuss in this particular slide. Mysore emerged as a powerful state under the able leadership of Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan is the son, Hyder Ali is the father. The increasing influence of Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan posed a challenge to the authority of British. Because they are all very bravery and powerful rulers. Hyder Ali recognized the danger, see here, danger posed by the British to India. In future, sure India will fell into the hands of British. So in order to prevent, he decided, in order to prevent, after the death of Hyder Ali, unfortunately he was died. He was an able ruler, but due to some health issues he was died. The Tipu Sultan continued with the policy of his father Hyder Ali and trained his army. Tipu tried to restrict the spice trade, because in first video we came to know pepper is very costly one. They got huge profit. If we prevent the particular spice trade means, so most of the burden will be reduced. He thought, who thought here? Tipu Sultan decided. In the British at Malabar coast, in state named Kerala, led to, it resulted Anglo-Mysore War. Anglo-Mysore War, there are totally 4 wars. The war was stretched totally 4, lasted between 1767 to 1799. After that, what was happened, sir? As usual, we know that he was died. Then finally, everything brought under the control of the British. In the 3rd Mysore War, so 1 and 2, there was no good results was obtained. In 3rd Mysore War, Tipu was defeated. 1 and 2, he won. Who won? Tipu was won. In 3rd, he was defeated. So that he signed a treaty with the Britishers at Srirangapatnam in 1792. So in previous slide we came to know the war was lasted between 1767 and 1799. 1 and 2 he made a victory, but in 3rd he was defeated. As a result, he signed a treaty at Srirangapatnam in 1792. Tipu paid a huge amount to British as a war indemnity, poor nest aid. He gave compensation, war compensation. He gave a huge amount to British and give a large part his area previously occupied given to British. The 4th, and it was the last. The 4th war and the last fought in 1799, in which Tipu was died fighting. During the war itself he was died. The kingdom divided among Britishers, they themselves alone not fought with Tipu. Other Indian rulers also joined their hand with the British and they made a fight with war with Tipu. It resulted, he was defeated, he was died in the war. It was getting divided with three people, Britishers, Nizam of Hyderabad and Marathas. Britishers, Marathas and Nizam of Hyderabad. All the three people were dividing the rule, the places occupied by Tipu Sultan. Next, at the end of the every video session, previously we have not practiced, but from this video I am going to introduce as a assessment, we ourselves self-assessment, self-evaluation. I gave here 2 clippings, it is from our textbook only. We will make a short recap after the end of the video session. Better you can make one more time also. You revise, you just go through, re-observe the same video and answer for these questions. Okay, take a note separately and write yourself, take a self-evaluation. Let us check why was the Mir Jafar replaced Mir Qasim in Bengal. What is why? What is the reason? You yourself think and write. Next, who all formed an alliance to fight the British in Buxar? With whom? Next, how did the Diwani rights of Bengal? Diwani right means collecting the tax. Bengal, Bihar and Orissa, present name Odisha, old name Orissa, give advantage to the British. Explain the concept of dual government introduced by Lord Clive in Bengal. Next, who introduced subsidiary alliance? How was subsidiary alliance advantageous to the British? How are the Indian states affected by stationing of British? Name 2 powerful rulers of Mysore, and finally what led to the Anglo-Mysore War. And finally, as usual, I want to say thank you to all. Thank you all.